Hey you, I'm so glad you're here today. I'm Jenny Prochko from Owls Indigo, and I make videos about spirituality, goal setting, journaling, mental health and awareness, and my story. Today I want to share with you my January plan with me. So let's go ahead and get into my journal and see what I have in store for January this month and what I have in store for the full moon this month, which is the wolf moon. So I'm starting off my monthly bullet journal with a moon phase wheel, and I made a little bit of a mistake, which you'll see me fix later on. Then I used my Dymo label maker to create January, and now I'm just filling in the month down below. On the opposite page, I'm going to be creating a custom watercolor painting for my bullet journal, and it's going to be based on the wolf moon for January. Now I'm just filling in the dates of the moon phases for the month of January. So here is the watercolor for the full moon. This is the wolf moon, which is the 28th of January this year. If you like this watercolor painting too and want to add it to your bullet journal or just send it to a friend, I have it linked down below in my shop. I realized after filming this that I probably should have just used clear tape instead of the washi tape. It would have looked a little bit better, but anyway, it's okay. It just served its purpose to make sure that my borders were nice and clean. Now I'm going in with a wax crayon to keep the watercolors separate. This is the first time that I'm actually using it on watercolor paper. Normally I do all of these paintings on my bullet journal pages, but this year I wanted to try and get to know all of the watercolor tools and mediums a little bit better. So this year we're working on watercolor paper, which you can see me trying out some of the colors and swatches and blends in this notebook that I have to the right before I actually put it down on my page on the left. I'm using a combination of wet watercolor pigments from tubes on the left and then the dry cakes in this palette from the Winsor Newton Pocket palette on the right. I love this palette. I've had it for years. I haven't had to buy any new of the color pigment cakes yet. It's just still going strong. I love this little thing. And I don't really have the specific brushes that you're supposed to use for watercolor, so I'm just working with what I have. But I actually really like how it turns out with these bigger brushes. I am new to using watercolor in the correct way with the watercolor paper instead of just regular paper, so I am still learning. And hopefully in the future I'll invest in some watercolor brushes specifically. For the color scheme of this wolf moon painting, I wanted to sort of invoke the timber wolf colors of an actual timber wolf. So they have a little bit of tan and brindle in their coats along with the gray and the white. So that is why I use the tan and brownish colors for the mountains down below. Now I'm just creating some depth behind the moon to make it pop a little bit. I'm using a thinner brush with some darker blue behind it, and then I'm blending that blue out. I'm really excited to see what all of these full moon paintings look like at the end of the year. I'm going to do one for each of the different full moons of the month, and we'll have a nice little collection at the end of the month. Next month is going to be the snow moon, and after that it'll be the worm moon. I'm just going back in and adding a little bit more depth of blue to the background to make it look like the moon is glowing a little bit in the sky. After that first line of shading around the moon to make it pop had dried a little bit more, I went in with an even finer detail brush to add even more depth to it to make the moon look like it was really coming out of the painting. And since it is still winter, I wanted to add some snow to the top of these mountains and hills. So that is what I'm doing right now. I'm using a very, very saturated white from the wet watercolor tubes. I'm not adding a lot of water to this at all because I want to keep the color pretty pigmented and opaque. Next, I'm adding a little bit more shading between the two mountains to give some depth with shadows. I wanted this to be a pretty abstract painting, but at the same time recognizable. And here I started with the intention of making stars in the sky, but by the time I got done with it, it really looked like snow to me, which I thought was perfect since I have the snow-capped mountains and hills below. So satisfying peeling back the tape every time. And now that this has dried, I'm going in and creating the little wolf. Now, instead of a howling wolf, I wanted to have a wolf looking back over its shoulder down into the distance. I wanted to have this sketchy, loose vibe to go along with the more abstract watercolor. Next, I am just pasting this into my journal with some double-sided tape. I really love how this monthly cover page turned out. It's so beautiful. Next, I'm moving on to my January monthly overview spread. I normally don't do this, but I wanted to include this year, or at least this month, just to see if I use it. So here I'm creating my calendar page for the entire month. I have Monday through Friday on the left and the weekend on the right. I thought that would be a good sort of split up of the pages here. I'm using Crayola Super Tips markers and then a Signo Uniball gel pen for the gold accents for the days of the week, and then also the numbered dates as well in the calendar. On the right hand side, I have a section for my focus for the month and then my priority tasks for the month. And later on, I'm going to be filling in the moon phases on this calendar view as well, along with other important dates, like a special birthday that is on the 27th of the month. I'm using these little silicone stamps with these icons to create a little birthday cake stamp on the day as well. Happy birthday, Mom. Love you. Now I'm moving on to the section for my weekly spreads. I have Monday through Thursday on the left-hand side and then Friday through Saturday plus a fourth column on the right. So I like to start my day with the 3 most important tasks, and then also I have a hour log as well because I like to keep track of my hours. On the right-hand side, I have my big 3 tasks for the week, my leftovers from last week, and then any new tasks that popped up during the week. Now I'm filling in the moon phases for each of the days on here. Next, I have my shop planning page. I kind of messed up on the arcs here, but it ended up working out. And that pen that you see me using totally died on me like as soon as I got into it. So I ended up using a gold metallic Sharpie to get the rest of this page finished up. So this is a spread where I'm going to be working on my shop. If you haven't seen it yet, you should definitely go check it out. alzindigo.com/shop. I have 2 journals there that I know you're going to love, and a bunch of other products that are going to help you stay warm and cozy and connected to those that you love, even though we're all staying apart. And then my last spread for the month is my monthly mantra and my rolling task log. This is where I like to keep all of my tasks for the month. I have a column here that has important, how long it'll take. TR stands for Trello. It's a project management system. And then I have the days of the week that I want to schedule the task on, and then when it's due. And then the very last column with a little double arrow is if I need to move the task forward to the next month. Before we get into the final flip through, I want to share some exciting news with you today. My 2 books, Daily Tarot Journal Uncovering the Art of the One Card Tarot Reading, and A Year of Spiritual Growth and Mindful Goal Setting, 365 Mindfulness Daily Journal Prompts, is available right now for pre-sale until January 21st. So if you'd like to save 25% off, visit the link down in the description to get access to the 25% off for my 2 journals. I'm so proud and so excited for these journals. I really, really love them, and I think you will too. If you know someone who's into journaling and wants to get to know themselves a little better and to really connect deeply into their inner self, into their true self, to their spirit and their soul, make sure you tell them about my book, A Year of Spiritual Growth and Mindful Goal Setting. I think it'll really help them out. This book has daily journal prompts. There is a visualization in there on how to visualize your ideal day and your ideal self once you've accomplished your goals. And I'm going to be sharing that visualization with you in an upcoming video really soon. This book also has daily morning and evening check-ins to see how you're doing with your goals, and then also mid-year check-ins, quarterly reviews, and an end of the year review to see how your progress went over the span of a year. The Daily Tarot Journal is something that you might have seen before on my channel. I like to have a monthly spread in my bullet journal where I recreate the tarot cards every single day on a monthly view, and I have that set up here for you in the Daily Tarot Journal. This journal has a monthly overview, a tarot log where you can record the card and the themes and quickly flip through to see what card you drew on a given day, and there are daily pages. On each day, you have 2 full pages of journaling prompts to help you uncover the aspects of the card that you may not already know, and to really tap into your intuition and to get to know the cards better and to understand what they mean to you so you can easily read them as you go on in this practice to master the daily tarot card pull. I think you'll like it. I absolutely love recreating the cards in my journal every morning and all of the beautiful artwork as the month goes on. So check these 2 books out. They are in pre-sale right now until January 21st, where you can save 25% off. The link is in the description. I'll see you in the next one. Bye!